Good morning. I'm wondering if people are even on at this time. I'm doing this pop up live because I couldn't keep it to myself. Hey y'all, my camera. What is this? I don't know what this is. Y'all. Where y'all at? Okay, hold on. What is? I think I'm gonna have to stop this and start. Okay, let me stop this and start this over. Let me stop this, y'all, and start this over. I don't know what's going on in my live. Hold on. It's fine. Can y'all hear me properly? Okay, it's not functioning. I'm on this and I'm gonna start this over. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh wait, so you can't hear me? You can't hear me? Let me know. It's buffering. Hold on. The devil's a liar. Did we clear up? Did we clear up? Let me know in the chat if we're clear so I can proceed. Better. Okay. You can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, let me tell y'all. If you did not see, if you did not see the community post that I posted in the community tab, that's okay. Because I'm about to tell you in person what I saw. So here's what I saw. When I was waking up this morning, it was about 4 a.m. I'm an early riser. When I was waking up this morning, oh, thank you, Sheila. I think that's your name. It disappeared. When I was waking up this morning, I heard this loud, like, surprise. And it wasn't like one or two voices. It sounded like a chorus of people yelling surprise. A chorus of people yelling surprise, right? And so I didn't see anyone. I didn't even know what was going on. But as I sat with the Lord this morning, I was like, what was that? Like, what was that about? Because it's not uncommon for me to hear things between that space between waking up and fully being conscious of what's going on in the world. So I asked the Holy Spirit, like, what was that? What did I hear? And he said, you made it. You have made it to the month of surprises. So, and I was like, is this for me? Is it just for me? Because I'm really okay with keeping it to myself. But I felt like he's like, no, this is for everyone who has been standing for me. This is for everyone who has been fighting the good fight of faith, walking upright before me, trying to do things that I've called them to do that have been difficult, right? And it doesn't mean that you've been perfect. It means that you kept trying every day. You kept trying to stay in faith. You kept trying to move in the things that God has told you to do, even with resistance, even with things not going your way, even with people maybe lying on you and talking about you, and you out here looking crazy. I know how that feels. And so he's like, no, this is the month of surprises. I am rewarding you all openly. I am rewarding you openly for what you have done, for what you have sacrificed, for what you have given up. I am going to reward you. And the fact that it was like a chorus of people, because I asked God questions like, who are those people talking? Because I need to know who are speaking. Those were the clouds of witnesses that are in heaven. You know, the scripture in the New Testament says that we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. These are the people who are in heaven cheering us on. These are the people who are there, have been watching our journey. And know, like, it's time. It's time for God to reward them. It's time for God to show himself in our lives. And I don't know what it is about end of the month, y'all. but it's something supernatural on the end of this month. It's something very supernatural on the end of this. I mean, not the end of this month, on this month, the month of December. So I know a lot of people have been emailing me or messaging me on social media about their let there be decrees coming to pass. And I'm so excited that God is moving swiftly on your behalf. That was one of my let there be decrees. One of my let there be decrees was that he will move swiftly in the lives of challenge participants. And I try to share as many as I can on the community tab here on YouTube. Check it out if you haven't already. But he is doing a quick work. It's like that Amos scripture coming to pass, right? And it's going to be over and over and over and over again. Your suffering was not in vain. Your, whatever you had to give up was not in vain. I know it felt like it was in vain and God didn't honor that sacrifice. He is honoring those sacrifices. He is rewarding you openly. He did not forget about you. He is not punishing you. It was just an appointed time. And the reason why I'm so excited about it, can y'all like this live, please? The reason why I'm so excited about it, y'all, is because I have been in like a year and a half of delay. Not because of my own accord, not, you know, by any work of my hands. It's just been a delayed season for me. And if you are anyone like me who likes to cycle through things quickly, who likes to move through things, who doesn't like to be stuck or stagnant, you know how difficult that is to be delayed. And that's one of my pet peeves to get under my skin when I'm delayed. Don't be delayed, right? Because I do everything I can not to delay things. Anyway, there are moments where God will cause a delay in your life. There are moments when he will stop you for whatever reason. And there are various reasons as to why he would delay you. But the delay is over. The time is now that he is rewarding you openly. And I just want to let you know that I heard surprise. There's going to be surprises everywhere you look because he is rewarding the righteous. If you got a relationship with him, I'm the type of person who stand in my rights, as I always tell y'all in my videos. If you promise me something, oh, I'm going to remind you of it over and over and over. Give him no rest. That is what the word said. And that's what I do. I'm not giving you no rest because you shouldn't have told me it was available to me and I not have it. That's how I talk to God sometimes. And this is not disrespectful. This is me saying, I know my rights as a kingdom citizen. I know my rights as a daughter. And the math ain't math. And so, God, you're going to have to make some shake. I don't give this man no rest day and night. I'm bringing up, this is what you told me. I don't see it. I don't have a problem with that. My mom always makes this joke, like whenever she needs she wants me to agree to something, she'll tell me something and she'll say, hey, say for instance, my mom needs to borrow $20 and she'll be like, hey, I'm going to give you your $20 back on this date. On that date, I'm looking for it. And if she don't got it, I'm like, well, mom, you told me on this date, like I took you at your word. I did this. I gave you this at your word. That's the same way I am with God. I took you at your word, whether it be prophetic or whether it be written in the Bible. I obeyed because you said, if I do this, you would do this. And I know sometimes people don't like to think that we should have that relationship with God. But the disciples followed God because he promised them something. Follow me and I will make you fit a man. That was a promise. If you do this, follow me, then I'm going to do that. Right? The Bible is full of if you then I's. Right? And so for me, when I'm speaking to God, I'm like, I know you told me to obey you and I went this way and I did it. Where your part at? I'm waiting on your part, right? And now he's like, now I'm performing my part. I'll watch over my word to perform it, and now it's coming to pass. This is a surprise season. I want you to keep your faith high. I want you to keep your expectation high. I want you to watch your words because the enemy knows that God is handing out surprises in this season. He's going to try to get you to ensnare yourself with the words of your lips. He's going to try to get you to speak against it because you haven't seen it come to pass yet. He's going to try to get you into doubt, into worry, into just this cycle of this depressive cycle. Resist. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We are standing in full expectation that it will come to pass, right? Especially since we are speaking forth the things that God told us to speak forth on our lists. It has to come to pass. It has no right but to obey the word of the Lord. So I woke up super excited to say, listen, it's surprise. Laura Lee says, I've been discouraged yet still hopeful. Yeah, you're going to have to fight against that discouragement, especially in this season. Because one is the season where a lot of people are discouraged because of the holidays and things of that nature, and a lot of people are like, oh man, it's not going to happen, but there's still time on the clock. One thing I have to remind myself all the time, there's still time on the clock. As long as the calendar year still says 2022, there's still time on the clock. I used to play basketball back in the day. I know y'all can't tell because I'm not a yeah. I know y'all can't tell nowadays, but I used to play basketball. I'm very athletic. And when you playing basketball, the fourth quarter, you don't give up. Anything can happen in the fourth quarter. Anything can happen in the fourth quarter, right? That's not time for you to slack. That's not time for you to just be like, oh, well, we'll get them next time. No, you get them this time. You get them this time because I'm not going through this again next time. You know what I'm saying? So that's generally how I am. We're going to handle this now because I'm not going around this mountain again. We're going to handle this now because I'm not going to fight with these things again next year. I want to see them again next year. The enemies you see today, you shall not see again. Do not stop fighting this year. Because that's what hell wants you to do. I'm trying to see. I felt behind because I didn't have all my 40 when I started, but today in prayer, your last few came to pass, like they happened, or you were able to write them. Look, I'm about ready to run and shout. Renee, they came to pass, or you were able to write them down. Let me know. Who else had decrees start to come to pass already? Who else's decrees started to come to pass already? I'm really encouraged by them. Surprise. Got like 9 more minutes where I could spend on here with y'all. But anyway, while I'm waiting for people to type in the chat, that's what I really wanted to tell y'all. Like, fight the good fight of faith. Stand in expectation. I felt some resistance and feel very emotional over some of them, but actually feel God working within me. Absolutely. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. And I'm so proud of you for fighting through the resistance. I'm so proud of you for pressing forward and doing the hard thing, because it's not easy. It's not easy. I remember, like I told people last year, I used to have to recite those decrees crying, y'all. I was crying reciting them. I was so defeated last year. I was so crushed. I was crushed. I was hurt. I just wasn't in a good place emotionally, spiritually. And I didn't have nothing else. Like, I'm like, God, it has to happen. So I understand that. I completely understand that. One of my decrees was supernatural financial increase and wealth transfer. I checked my account and had an additional 515. Girl, congratulations. Hallelujah. I was able to write them down, and a few started to come to pass. One of mine was for my son to start to do better in school. His last few tests have been all A's. Amen. This is amazing. Should I be feeling resistance? If you don't look for it. If you don't look for it. Mine just received my second stream of income, and one of my decrees were to let there be a release of multiple streams of income. Girl, shut up! Congratulations! I will be starting my decrees today. It's better late than never. 3 of mine came to pass already. Man, that's crazy. Hey, Sister Bree. Oh, hey, Robin. Hey, definitely feel you. I wrote down heart's desires. You know what? If your heart's desires are in alignment with God's heart's desires for you, they have no choice but to come to pass. I feel resistance and I repeat my 40 words over and rebuke the enemy. Absolutely. Because hell wants to shut you up. Hell wants to shut your mouth, wants you to stop speaking in faith, and it wants you to be double-minded. No, we're going to have to fight it. We're going to have to fight it. And in those moments, after you rebuke hell, ask the Holy Spirit to come and strengthen you like he strengthened, like when the angels came to visit Jesus and ministered unto him after those days of testing. um Ask the Holy Spirit to come and send his ministering angels to strengthen you. Call on your angelic help. That's what they're here for. They're here to help you, to fight on your behalf. I call them my angelic help all the time. And if you want to know more about angels, you can read the book Angel Armies. I think it's by Dutch Sheets. Don't quote me on that, but the book is called Angel Armies. What else, y'all? I'm just so inspired by you all's journey. I'm so inspired by, you all's faith. I'm so encouraged, and I do not take this challenge lightly, and I do not take your faith lightly. And I know God is going to do an amazing work in each of you. See, these testimonies be lit. I shared a few yesterday. Someone got a debt, a debt forgiven. Someone got, someone just said a few of mine had come to pass, and that God answered them in a lot of them. The angel book is called Angel Armies. Oh, Tim Sheets. Thank you, Alexa. I said Dutch Sheets. I think that's his brother. Tim Sheets, Angel Armies. Yep. But yeah, so y'all look, if God is moving for them, he's got to move for the rest of us. If he's moving for anybody in this challenge, even me, I got to go back and look at my list again and examine it closely to see if any of them are coming to pass. But I guess some of them are coming to pass, right? Because one of them was that he will move speedily on you all's behalf. So he is bringing that to pass, right? And there's material support for that. Y'all have any questions? I have a little time before I go teach. Ugh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be tired in the classroom because if y'all don't know, if you're a teacher, you are very you expend a lot of energy well, I do when I teach, and so I'm often exhausted when I'm doing lives, when I'm teaching in the classroom or anything like that. And so I'm gonna be tired before I get in there. Oh man. The outfit is clean. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? It's so funny. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I've always been into fashion. Are we supposed to write the hold on. Before I tell you the story, are we supposed to write the challenge as the day come, or no, you write one list of 40 and you recite all 40 for 40 days? Can y'all like this video? If you haven't liked it, please. Okay, so let me tell you this story. I have always been into fashion. Now, for some reason, my mom used to be petty when I was a kid. So when I would do something, I would be on punishment for the whole summer. Y'all, the whole summer. I couldn't have done anything that bad. But anyway, she was petty, and we laugh about it now. So I would be on punishment for the whole summer. As a result of being on punishment for the whole summer and couldn't go outside, I would have to start drawing. And we didn't have YouTube and stuff at the time. So I would draw these little girls with hair and with clothing on and, all this stuff. And I used to have these notebooks full of these girls, and I used to have the dowel heads. That's how I learned to braid. Because, when you don't have certain things, and I was also raised without a lot, when you don't have certain things, you got to be innovative. You got to learn. And I'm grateful for that journey. So I did away with my fashion interest, or my interest in fashionable wear and things like that, because when you're from Chicago, there wasn't a clear way out of the hood for me other than education, right? So in order for me to get out of the hood, I had to go to school. I knew that. And I went to school straight out. So when I graduated high school in when I graduated high school, 2008, I went straight to college. I went away to college, and I graduated college in 2012, and then I got my master's in 2014, and then my PhD in 2018. So I went all the way because I never wanted to go back to the hood, right? And so as a result of going through school, when you're in academic spaces, they don't necessarily privilege the aesthetic or privilege looking good, I guess. It's all about what's in your mind and all the things of that nature. And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But I always felt like when I was privileging my mind over the things that I was really passionate about and interested in, including God, I felt like I was only showing up as a fraction of myself. And I was largely unfulfilled. I was largely unhappy during that time. Fast forward, I graduate. But well, before I graduate the PhD, probably towards my last 2 years, I'm still dressing, and it helped that I worked at a clothing store, so I got a discount, got my fashions on discount, and I was like, okay, well, this is me. If I'm gonna be an academic, I'm just gonna have to be an academic who's fly. Period. And so it worked for me, right? But you know one thing I know now that God is doing, one thing, a lot of the prophetic words that's been over my life were that God would use my look to draw people to him. He would use my aesthetic to draw people to him because, certain people have taught against looking nice and wanting to be fly and wanting to be snatched. I think you should look your best, okay? You feel better, in my opinion, when you look your best. So now that he's bringing back around the fashion stuff for me, not only just my fashion, but like brand partnerships, hair partnerships. So when y'all see me showing up with these different wigs, a lot of them are sponsored. Now he's bringing it back around for me because he's like, hey, no, I promised you this and you can still have it. Right. But I tell you that story to say, like, I thought I had to put my interest on hold because I wanted to get out of the hood. And I did, and I went straight through school. But now God is opening up opportunities for me now to be able to reconnect with the things that I love the most. Thank you, Bree. Reconnect with things that I love the most, and I'm so grateful for that because I never want to show up as not myself, right? And people used to try to shame me because I like looking good, and I'm like, no, like, why is that okay? It's okay if you don't want to, but for me, I'm gonna show out, right? Um, and so I don't know. I just wanted to tell y'all that story that God is bringing back my fashion sense and some of this stuff he be helping me put together, right? It comes to mind. So he is, Nicole. I don't know where he's supposed to be getting that other stuff from, but I don't ascribe to it. And half the stuff I believe that people believe, I believe it doesn't apply to me. That's all I be saying. Like, I don't think that applies to me. Like, someone told me when I was doing this decree challenge, someone on TikTok told me that I didn't have the authority to do it. I'm saying, you don't have the authority to do it. Your rules don't apply to me. And if I would bow to what you can't do, I'll always have your limitation. Your rules don't apply to me. The only rules that apply to me are the rules that God told me I can and cannot do. That's it. But until that man say, you don't have the authority to do this, I'm going to do it. That's how I move about my life too. I don't ask a lot of permission because, one, I don't have people to ask permission to do things too anyway, right? I don't have like spiritual parents, spiritual coverings, mentors. I don't have that. I read a lot. I listen to a lot of thought leaders, but I don't have direct access to people. So that's a testimony within itself that I'm out here doing this. But secondly, I answer to one, God. I answer to one. That's the only person I answer to. So until this man say, Brianna, sit down, Brianna's gonna stand up. Brianna's gonna stand up. The rules don't apply to me. That rule don't apply to me. That rule don't apply. If I play, let me tell y'all another thing. All right, y'all got some time? Okay, so here's what happened when I was getting my PhD. Another example of the rules don't apply to me. So when you get your PhD in English, which is what mine is in, you have to write a dissertation. Generally anywhere from 200 to 300 page document. Okay, cool. Thank God that he made my strength writing. So I write my dissertation in 6 months, which was record, um, which is record breaking for that. Um, and so I write my PhD in 6 months. The thing that I wrote my PhD on, it was science fiction because that kind of couples with my prophetic gifting, but I wasn't going that route in academia. So I wrote my dissertation on a single author, and I got some pushback. I got some pushback because people said that I shouldn't write on a single author because I wouldn't get a job. Okay, they said that it's never really been done unless you're in Shakespearean studies. I'm not a Shakespeare scholar, and they told me not to do it. But God, every time I would try to listen to them, I would feel this resistance come up within me, and He's like, "This is the idea that I gave you. Stay here." I wrote my dissertation on the single author, though people objected to it, and one, not only did I was it the strongest dissertation that has come out of that department in a while. I won 3 awards for it. I won the Outstanding Dissertation Award on the departmental level, on the college level, and university wide. Had I listened to them, I would have not done it. I would have not won those awards and the corresponding monetary gifts. The rules don't apply here. They don't apply. And I say that to encourage you. The author that I wrote on is Octavia Butler. So I am an Octavia Butler scholar. I've published a lot of articles and book chapters on Butler. And so if you don't know, Octavia Butler is the first Black sci-fi writer, Black woman sci-fi writer, I should say. And yeah, I wouldn't have won it. I wouldn't have won all of the things. I wouldn't have been rewarded with all of the things that I've been rewarded with in my career had I not did what God told me to do. Those man-made rules, because they hadn't seen it before, does not mean they wasn't gonna see it now. The rules don't apply. Don't. That's just how I move, y'all. That's how you're gonna have to move too in this season. You're gonna have to move and say the moves don't apply. The move. I don't think she does. You don't think I do what? I think she said no spiritual counsel other than God. Period. You can just inspire someone with your fashion. You can. People see my fashion before they hear me speak. They do. People see you before they hear you. And one thing that when I was in my master's program, that a mentor in my master's program at the time told me, he said, Brianna, you can encourage young Black women to be academics if you're showing up looking like you don't care, because they don't care about that stuff. They're into fashion, they're into culture, they're into all these other things. And so that was when I was 24, 23, 24 when he said that to me. And it's always stuck with me that if I want to encourage people to follow me, follow Christ, let me lead by example, I have to present in a way that would be where they can hear me. Yeah, where they can hear me. You're inspiring me so much right now. You're very welcome. Yeah, Octavia Butler is the scholar. If y'all have seen that they're like some type of series is about to come out called Kindred. I don't know what platform it's on. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, one of the two, one of the three. That is the book written. That is a series written by Butler. I think it premieres on December 13th. So if y'all want to see, um, if y'all want to see it, check it out. Hulu. Yes. So it's Kendrick coming out on Hulu. Today we're actually discussing one of her short stories in this book, Blood, Child, and Other Stories. If you like short stories, um, we're reading the book of Martha today. And it's this short story where God challenges Martha to do one thing that would change humanity. And it's this big philosophical question that you have to wrestle with. What would you do if God gave you one choice to change humanity? You only get one choice. And it's not as easy as it sounds. And I think the larger question is, we think being God is so much easier because we're humans. And it's not, right? It's easy for him, but it's not easy for us to grasp the concept of God. The book I'm holding is Blood Child and Other Stories by Octavia Butler. This is one of the collections we're discussing in class today. But anyway, y'all got any more questions? I enjoy chatting with y'all in the mornings. Y'all had any more questions? First impression, absolutely. I also want to encourage y'all to check out the Kingdom series that I'm dropping. This next installment, y'all, this next installment is going to be amazing. When I was studying it, I was shook to see the revelation of the spiritual kingdom. Like I was texting with my friend yesterday and I said, I can't stop preparing it. I can't stop crying as I'm preparing this. Right? Because if y'all know, there's a certain place where you get in God when you just start to weep when his presence is there, right? You just weep, you just can't stop. And lately, this last season of my life, this has been that season as I've been studying the kingdom and studying the revelation of the kingdom, that I just can't stop crying when he's showing me the truth of the kingdom. And so I'm so excited to tell y'all about I'm gonna give y'all a clue, the 10 great benefits of being a kingdom citizen. 10. I had to stop at 10 because I was getting tired. But it's gonna drop sometime between today and Saturday. I think I have two more that I need to study out. But yeah, I can't wait for y'all to hear it. It's gonna be so life changing once you come into the kingdom and have full revelation of the kingdom. I'm really excited for y'all to transfer. I'm really excited for God to move on y'all behalf. That's what I'm most excited about. God to move on y'all behalf. Well, y'all, it looks like no one has any more questions. It looks like we can hop on off. I gotta go in a classroom in a few minutes. So make sure you continue to say your decrees, stay in faith. Jessica said 3 have already happened. Y'all, what? 3 of your decrees have already come to pass. Y'all, can y'all email me these testimonies at briannawhiteside.com? I just want, and just put in the subject line, testimony. And that's BRIANA at briannawhiteside.com. Can y'all email me these testimonies, please? Because I'm pretty sure other people need to hear them, and I'm pretty sure other people need their faith increased. Because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So other people need to hear your testimony. And I ain't ask you to be humble either. Brag, boast in what God is doing in your life, because you deserve it. So don't forget to email me, Brianna at briannawhiteside.com. I want to share it with all of my followers, all of my email list folks, because I'm so excited. There's nothing hell can do. Nothing hell can do. Y'all are on the way up. On the way up. Y'all on the way up. Well, friends, not sure how I found you, but I'm glad I did. Gotta look back and see. Okay, yeah. I don't know how you found me either, but I'm glad you're here. If you want to look at the 40-day challenge, there is a entire playlist on my YouTube channel. And it's really a challenge where we come together and we make a list of 40 decrees and we say those 40 decrees for 40 days. And all the decrees begin with let there be. Okay, let there be. So I think you only missed three videos. So check out the playlist. And if you want the weekly email, join the mailing list at briannawhiteside.com. Like the video too. Thank you. Can you like this video? Because this is how I get the message out. Please, please, please. Thank you. Like the video. It's free. It's a free like. It ain't gonna hurt you. But yeah, I'm about to go to my office, so I can go into the classroom in a second. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Stay encouraged. Understand that I have started, but glad to share if it isn't late. What do you mean? I don't know. What do you mean? Stay encouraged, stay in faith, know that God is moving on your behalf, and there is a time of surprise. And when those surprises start coming to pass, I want y'all to email me and tell me the surprise is coming to pass. Okay. Um, but anyway, happy Thursday. I will see y'all at some point when I drop the Kingdom series. And oh, is it too late to join or is it too late to share? If it's no, it's not too late to join if you're just trying to join. And if you share, I'm not sure what you want to share. But if you have a testimony to share, email me at Brianna@BriannaWhiteside.com. Happy Thursday, Erica. You're welcome. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later this week, not on live, but on video. And y'all be great out here, okay? Look at the sun shining. All right.